Independent contractor agreements in Nevada require careful attention to specific legal requirements. Misclassifying workers can lead to significant penalties, back taxes, and legal disputes. Understanding the key legal insights about these agreements is essential for both businesses and contractors operating in the Silver State. Nevada law establishes a presumption that a worker is an independent contractor rather than an employee when certain criteria are met. This presumption was strengthened in 2015 when Senate Bill 224 was signed into law by Governor Brian Sandoval. Under this law, a worker is presumed to be an independent contractor if they maintain insurance, an occupational license, bonding, a Social Security or employer identification number, or have filed self-employment taxes during the previous year. Additionally, the worker must satisfy at least 3 of the following conditions: maintain control over work performance, control when the work is performed and completed, be free to work for multiple businesses, be able to hire their own employees, or have invested capital in their business through equipment purchases or licensing. Even if a working relationship doesn't meet all these criteria, courts may still find that a contractor relationship exists. They examine various factors from case law to determine the true nature of the working relationship. Importantly, the law doesn't automatically create a presumption that someone is an employee if these criteria aren't met. Misclassification carries significant risks for Nevada businesses. Employers who incorrectly label employees as independent contractors may face liability for unpaid wages, back taxes, workers' compensation claims, unemployment benefits, and various penalties. Courts may analyze the relationship using tests that examine the degree of control exercised by the employer, compensation methods, and whether the work is integral to the business. Additional consequences of misclassification can include liability for unpaid overtime and minimum wage violations, back payment of employment taxes, including Social Security and Medicare, exposure to civil lawsuits from workers, and government audits from agencies like the IRS or Nevada Department of Employment, Training, and Rehabilitation. An independent contractor agreement is a formal document used when someone is hired for a specific project or service. Unlike an employment agreement, it details why the worker is not an employee for tax and legal purposes. These agreements may also be called freelancer agreements, contractor agreements, or independent consultant agreements. A properly drafted agreement should include several key elements: the names of both the hiring company and the contractor, a detailed description of services to be performed, compensation terms, effective date, termination provisions, statements about assistance the contractor may hire, and clarification about fringe benefits. Additional legal details often included are binding effect clauses, assignment restrictions, expense responsibilities, statements about the entire agreement, governing law provisions, indemnification terms, insurance requirements, representations of authority, and notice requirements. When drafting a Nevada independent contractor agreement, follow these best practices. Use clear, unambiguous language that both parties can understand. Include a detailed scope of work with specific services, deadlines, and deliverables. Define payment terms precisely, including schedule and method. Add confidentiality and intellectual property clauses. Include dispute resolution provisions, and clearly state the independent contractor status. Nevada's classification standards focus on independence and control, but businesses must also be aware of federal standards used by the IRS and Department of Labor. The IRS evaluates behavioral control, financial control, and relationship type, while the DOL applies an economic realities test to determine if a worker is economically dependent on the employer. Recent changes in federal rules may impact how businesses structure relationships with contractors. Nevada businesses should regularly review their agreements to ensure compliance with both state and federal guidelines. Key legal considerations specific to Nevada agreements include emphasizing the contractor's control over how work is performed, clarifying that contractors typically provide their own tools and cover expenses, distinguishing between project-based and ongoing work, avoiding exclusivity requirements, stating tax responsibilities, and confirming that contractors are not entitled to employee benefits. Given the complexity of Nevada's independent contractor laws and the serious consequences of misclassification, consulting with a qualified business attorney is often advisable. An attorney can draft customized agreements, review existing contracts for legal sufficiency, advise on proper worker classification, and represent you in disputes with contractors or government agencies. Understanding Nevada's independent contractor laws is essential for businesses operating in the state. A properly drafted agreement that meets both state and federal requirements helps protect all parties and reduces the risk of costly misclassification issues. Regular review of these agreements ensures ongoing compliance with evolving legal standards and provides peace of mind for businesses engaging independent contractors in Nevada.